Welcome to my round 4 game of GP Jaipur, playing against Dr. Batman, who's on Teamer Thunder Roads. Or, well, not Thunder. Yeah, Teamer Thunder Roads is an oxymoron, but Thunder Roads, but with the Teamer Tempo-ish package instead of the normal Thunder Roads package, I guess. I'm not sure if I have a bad matchup against that deck or not. I mean, I'm pretty slow. I have a lot of big impactful cards I want to resolve, but I also ramp pretty hard, and they don't have any hard counter spells, I think. Yeah, they have no hard counters, so if I get enough mana, I can just pay for everything. I guess Veilborn Meddler could still snag some stuff. If they really want to get there, they can Veilborn for 3. I mean, Veilborn for 2 is pretty possible, and I do have a decent number of 2-drops to counter. Alright, time to roll for first. I'm not first. And okay, do I keep this? No 1-drop is a problem, so I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, I'll keep this because I have Primal Resurgence into Pale Scatter. So here I want to bomb Crumbling Shrine, I think. Right, yeah, and Forest, Wayfarer's Shrine, Island, so Crumbling Shrine has to go. And hopefully I don't get turn 1 Cosmic Sinkhole, because if I do, then I actually just can't cast anything, right? Because that means I have to, I can't even fetch triple green. Basically, I'm just hoping no Cosmic Sinkhole, and that's a good sign because they don't have Cosmic Sinkhole up. The Laga Recluse or Primal Resurgence. Primal Resurgence lets me get down Petal Scatter next turn. Laga Recluse doesn't. So yeah, I'll go for Primal Resurgence. Okay, they're gonna crack their Shifting Grove now. Maybe they have Pearl Fracture up next turn, in which case, yeah, they get me. They get the Petal Scatter. Hopefully I can draw something that lets me play around that, because I actually don't want to slam my Petal Scatter into Counterspell. Okay, let's see what's on top. Laga Recluse again. I can go double Laga Recluse. That's sort of an interesting play because like Laga Recluses are a decent amount of pressure, surprisingly. So my other plan is just try to play Petal Scatter, gets countered. Next turn I play double Laga Recluse, and that's a lot worse. If I play double Laga Recluse and next turn I draw a land, then I can play Chart to Vast. If I play Petal Scatter and it resolves, then next turn I can straight up just play Chart to Vast, right? I think I'm going to go for a safe play here and just play double Laga Recluse. Yeah. And do you have anything that can punish Wayfarer Shrine? Whatever. Alright, Laga Recluse number 1. Does this resolve? If they're actually going to try to counter this, then feel free, because that's less counter spells to Petal Scatter. Holy crap, they're actually gonna... Oh right, Veilborn Meddler. Yeah, that might be a reason to not do that. Because Petal Scatter does play around Veilborn Meddler a lot better. Because now I have to worry about Cosmic Sinkhole and Petal Scatter still. Like, well, I mean, at least I got my lands down. But yeah, this isn't looking so good. I mean, so if they had a single Cosmic Sinkhole, would this situation be worse for me than what's happened now? I think the answer is probably no, because now they have Veilborn Meddler in play that actually got value, and it's going to keep growing when I try to force some Petal Scatter through and it gets countered. Layer and Alpha, and no lands off the top, so I'm kind of forced to play Petal Scatter here. I really don't want to, because yeah, it loses a Cosmic Sinkhole, and like they didn't play a land, so they're probably holding Cosmic Sinkhole or a Portal Factor or just some sort of counter spell. And then the question is, do I just force it out of them right now? I think I might, because I want to resolve Chart to Vast eventually, which will happen if I get enough lands. I'm trying to see if I can just sit back and swing with Laga Recluse a bunch. I mean, that's something they do have to answer eventually. I mean, like, doing it like this means that it forces a Portal Fracture, and they don't have Wanderlust yet, so it gets it out of their hand before it can get too much value. And this also plays around a Cosmic Sinkhole on 1, so they can't counter it and then cast something else to grow Veilborn Meddler twice. And they're thinking, if they do let it resolve, then what does that imply? They have, okay, what could they have right now that would cause them to think like that? Maybe, oh yeah, Ready for Anything. They're thinking about whether they want the Ready for Anything or counter. I mean, that's a good argument for playing down Petal Scatter then, because it gives them less time. Now this thing doesn't die to a single Void Flare, which is pretty nice. Or not Void Flare, because they don't have, well, they don't have anything that can really kill it. Now I pass the turn. I'm assuming it's just going to be an end of turn Ready for Anything. Oh, Mattia. Alright. The good news is that, yeah, Mattia still can't, oh no, the Veilborn Meddler is going to be a 4-4. Okay, so I'm going to trade Petal Scatter for Veilborn Meddler then, because I care about my opponent's board way more than my own board. Actually, if they attack with both, do I want to kill Mattia instead of killing Veilborn Meddler? Because if I give Veilborn Meddler 1 turn, then it just goes out of range, and then Petal Scatter can't even trade with it. But if they don't draw anything good, then Laga Recluse plus Pills trades with it, so maybe it's worth killing Mattia first. And Petal Scatter can grow over time if I draw the right things for it. Still missing their 3rd land. That's pretty unfortunate for them. So like, now I have enough mana for Chart to Vast, but there's no way I want to play that into whatever they have, right? Pulling stuff back. Alright, maybe I should go on the offensive then. Like, if I play Chart to Vast and it gets countered, what's the worst thing that can happen? It opens the way for Lair and Alpha next turn. it's countered. Belmore goes to 4 counters. I can't really attack through. Or I mean, I can attack with trades. And if they don't block, so if I attack or if I cast post combat, then Mailborn still goes to a 4/4, and then they attack rolls it to a 5/5. Matia gets a free swing, which I really don't want. But do I want to slam Laren Alpha instead? That's way too risky, right? That was a race looking if I just buff up Blogger and swing. Next turn, they're probably swinging for 5 plus 6, and then I'm swinging for 7. So I do win the race if I do that. They have no way to answer Laren Alpha, so they need to have 2 counter spells in a row, which would actually wreck me, sort of. Alright, I'm gonna play it safe then. So swing with both. Any blocks? You can trade with Pale Scour if you want, but I'll be happy with that. No blocks? Do I want to tap out? Yeah, I have no main board, anything. Go back them for 7, and pass a turn. Oh, they might have Panya. Or do you have end of turn ready for? Oh, so yeah, that's. So now they punished me for me not casting anything, because now they don't have to use any of their counter spells, so they can ready for anything to dig. Yeah, I think the better. I definitely should have played Chart of Vast or Laren Alpha there instead of holding. Because like I'm not winning any races now. I think with Matia plus Veilborn out, and if they have a counter spell in hand, if I draw another land next turn, then I can play around a single Portal Factor. It doesn't let me play around Cosmic Sinkhole though. Okay, they're gonna go all out aggro too. Alright, sure. And they're gonna Matia buff itself. Last turn holding up 3 mana. Alright, let's see what I draw. Oh, okay, so I can't play Chart of Vast to play around counter spells. Actually, even if it does get Cosmic Sinkhole, I can still swing with Lager Recluse. So that it hits for 7, and then these guys hit me for 8 next turn. Does that still win me the race? Yeah. They go down to 4, I go down to 5, and then I attack next turn for a win, so they can't exactly attack me. Right, that seems like a solid plan. And I'll fetch now because I don't want to bother with having to fetch in response to stuff. I'll just fetch on my forest because I have no islands left. So, is there anything pre-combat? I want to cast Charge Fast pre-combat because if it gets Cosmic Sinkhole, I still want enough mana to log a Recluse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Charge Fast. Does it resolve? Does. Okay. I guess they figured that I'm not gonna stay alive for long enough to use all my cards. In which case, yeah, I should be grabbing stuff that's cheap and impactful early. And Charge Fast number 2 is not either of those things, but maybe I grab it anyways because I have less numbers of these guys in the deck, so it's less likely for me to eventually brick. Sure, I'll go with that logic. Alright, yeah, Pronouncer Preserves is really good. I'll grab that. Back roll is also really good, but I want to keep going, so I'll just do this. Hopefully I don't whiff. A 3-drop doesn't let me. Yeah, so a 3-drop lets me keep going. And they ran off. Okay, so I can keep going. And okay, finally bricked. Or no, I haven't taken a 1-drop yet. Okay, that's wonderful. I'm like getting a crazy amount of cards off this thing. Not sure if that's gonna be enough to save me because my opponent's gonna kill me next turn if stuff happens. So yeah, but actually if I come up the board, can he kill me? Like 2 pronouncers. Yeah, 2 pronouncers seems really nice. Anyways, how many cards did I draw off this thing? More than enough. Huh, that's fun. So like surely they don't have, so they either have Portal Factor or nothing else, because if they had Cosmic Sinkhole, I think they would have Cosmic Sinkhole me. So playing Pronouncer here would be probably not a good idea. What if I just swing with Pale Scouter and then play 2 Lager Recluses to chump? Okay, so how bad is Portal Factor for me? And the answer is that it's really bad for me, so I shouldn't play into Portal Factor. So does Thunderbolts kill me? And the answer is I think so, or at least it really swings the game. I don't want to play into their counter spells though. I think here I swing with Pale Scouter. I try to play Pronouncer, it gets countered, which is really bad. Okay. I swing, and then I try to play Lager Recluse. If it resolves, I get to put down land. And neither of these lines seem super good. Okay, so how easily can they kill me from here? Like 5. If they cast 2 spells, that thing does 6/6. So that's 7 damage. 7, 9. Swing down to vault range, and they probably have it. I'll play it slow, I guess. And like, yeah, I should try to force them to use Portal Factor now before they have Wanderlust. And so if they bounty here, then it taps them out of, or it doesn't tap them out of Cosmic Sinkhole, but taps them out of Portal Factor, which they might have. Because if they Cosmic Sinkhole, they would have played it way earlier, I think. And then that means I get to play Pronounce. Okay, they're not going to fall for it. Yeah, that makes sense. Rock you for 4. So do I play Pronouncer into a known counter spell? I think I do. Next turn Pronouncer is really good though, because basically it even makes me mana, and then I can just dump my entire hand and be really happy with that. So I just have to survive this turn. I think playing Pronouncer like this is probably good for surviving, because that means they can't do anything other than counter this turn. Yeah, they're thinking. Good. Variable mid. Okay, sure. Do they like have their spell that they can follow this up with? Oof, that's really painful. So, do I die next turn? No, I can chump with Logger, but if they have a burn spell, I think I'm just dead. If they don't though, then next turn I get to Announcer into layer in Alpha, and that probably locks down the board pretty nicely. It means I have to not die to burn spell. I wonder if I should just play layer in Alpha instead of whatever the hell I did that game. I still think that turn where I attacked Logger Recluse instead of playing one of my big cards was a huge mistake. Because even if it got countered, then what? That means that I get to spend my mana better or something. Okay, so now they have Wanderlust, and Void Flare is a very big problem for me. Pearl Factor is not as big of a problem once I tap, but still annoying. Okay, good. They have... Alright, so attack like that. I'm going to chump with Logger Recluse, of course. Right, so if I let them whack me for 9, I just die to Thunder Roads, and they're probably holding Thunder Roads or Void Flare. They're holding Void Flare. They should have killed this thing pre-combat though. That means they're definitely not holding any of these things, in which case I should just block here, maybe. Okay, so if they had Void Flare, they kill Logger Recluse, they attack me for 11. So that's not, or is that 11? Yeah, it's 11, so that doesn't straight up kill me. So maybe there was a point in not using Void Flare just yet. So yeah, I will block here. I think layer Alpha is just lethal. So unless you have a giant Cosmic Sinkhole, which you very much could have, I think I'm fine. If right, I only take 5 damage, and they pass. All right, let's see if this gets there. So I'll tap lands. I'm not gonna risk. If I play New Divide untap, I die to 2 Void Flares. If they had 2 Void Flares, they would have used them already, right? Because kill my Logger Recluse, kill me. Yeah, so that means I can play the New Divide untapped if I win this turn. How much mana am I working with then? Pronouncer makes 1 mana, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 mana. Does that... So I can layer in Alpha and pay 3 for any possible counter spells. And actually they can't Portal Factor. Or yeah, they can't Cosmic Sinkhole for 4 because they have Shifting Crag. Okay, yeah, I think I have the win here then. So play New Divide untapped. Fetch now to prevent any shenanigans that they can pull. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Pronouncer. If they decide to use a counter spell on this, then that's fine. Let it resolve. Okay, sure. Land Aura. Antelope. So these guys are going to be chump blocking. If they have a Bounty of the Gardens, that means they don't have lethal, or I don't have lethal yet. Get them down to 1, and then they just tap and kill me. Huh, yeah, that's something I might have to... Maybe I should have thought about slightly. Oh, too late for any to go back. Anyways, 1. Oh, this guy's also bigger. 2, 3, 4. I don't want to tap my island just yet, I think. Or do I? Am I ever playing any blue spells after this? And I think the answer is no. So yeah, layer in Alpha. Do you do anything about that? Wait, did I tap incorrectly? Wait. Yeah, I need to pay 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just let resolve. Alright, sure. So what's their answer to this thing? Probably just bounty chumping one of the wolves, which still kills them. So they have to bounty chumping Pale Scatter. And then tap and bolt me to death. Yeah, well, let's see what they have. That's really all I can hope for here. Or they can use burn all my creatures, I guess, to help them survive. Bounty, yeah, I expected that. Again, they're chumping with bounty, which is a good thing. The only thing I lose to is 2 burn spells. Actually, post-combat, I'm going to tap Forest and play Logger Recluse as additional chumpers. Do you have 2 bounties? King Dancer bounty. Okay, yeah, that's actually a problem because now they don't die. And they can actually trade with, eat up one of the wolves. The King Dancer is going to kill Pale Scatter, and the bounty tokens kill both wolves. And whack for 2. Or I guess King Dancer trumps Pale Scatter. And now they're attacking with 5 guys, which means I need to play down... Oh wait, I'm just dead then. I hate when bounty does this. Okay, so, yeah, what am I doing here? Recall doesn't do anything. Basically, my only plan here is untap, play Logger, play out the land, and then I'm still taking 3 to the face, so I just died to a burn spell, which is not very ideal. So yeah, Logger Recluse. Let's use Crumbling Shrine Flips. Yeah, I assume I'm just dead here. All right, and then Mattia attacks me for 4. I mean, I guess if like they don't kill me, I kill them next turn, so they can't attack with everything just yet. If they have a burn spell, I'm just dead. So. Yeah, I definitely should have tried to force through a layer in Alpha earlier. I think that was my main mistake in this game, just being way too afraid. Although maybe if I got through some more damage earlier, I also would have like had lethal, or not really. They just had King Dancer bounty, so there was nothing I could really do against that. Is Mattia going to put a counter on itself? And I don't think there's a reason to, because I can't actually afford to block it if they buff anything else, since everything would kill me. Actually, no, the plants don't one-shot me just yet, so I can't afford to use one of my things to kill Mattia. That doesn't feel like a good trade. And I assume they have Burn Spell, because otherwise they wouldn't have swung out like this. They missed their Mattia trigger. Yeah, they're gonna Mattia buff itself. Alright, then that's an easy block. And basically I go down to 1, no matter what I do, so might as well kill Mattia while I'm at it. They definitely have a Burn Spell, right? Okay, yeah, unfortunate. Seems like this deck is just not good against Temur Temple, because Temur Temple can just flood the board with chump blockers at instant speed. Like, my deck can flood the board with chump blockers with Pronouncer, but that's at sorcery speed. And post sideboard, I don't think the matchup gets any better for me, right? Like, they have Kalilia, which kind of wrecks Pronouncer, sort of. Anyways, I think Fervent Treasures are coming in, because it beats their counter spells, sort of, but not all of them, because they're not actually that great. Especially if it's really even good here. It kills their small stuff so that they grow up, but they have a lot of big stuff. I think I need to bring in it anyways to prevent Mattia from taking over the game, or early available middlers from taking over the game. I'll cut up some of the top end because I don't want to chase these guys into Cosmic Sinkholes. I want Helena? No. I want Kar? No. Backbow is an interesting option, but I don't think that's actually that good. Like, how much graveyard stuff do they have? A decent amount, I guess, but not enough for it to be great. Do I just go with this setup? I need to cut one more card. I think Tama is probably good enough. Maybe I just cut Palace Guard because that thing requires me to get triple green, which is really hard to get. Alright, game 2. Seems like a usable hand. Well, I have turn 1 Log of Recluse with plus land, and I'm just hoping Crumbling Shrine finds me my 3rd land, so yeah, I'll keep this. And 2 Pronouncers, which Pronouncers are really good. Pronouncers stack really well because they see each other making land auras and start making multiple tokens per aura. If I plan out Kalia, they can just steal all my land auras, I guess. Anyways, I'm to do throw a Log of Recluse into Crumbling Shrine. Do I get a land? No, I don't. In fact, I'm gonna bomb this because I need lands. I'm gonna go on the bright side. Even if I don't draw lands, I can just play Pronouncer, then these things technically make mana for me next turn. Alright. Please hot deck a land so I can play around Okay, this also lets me play around Cosmic Sinkhole. Anyways, do I play around Cosmic Sinkhole? Yes, I do play around Cosmic Sinkhole. Whack you. So next turn, I can play Bessie's Brood if they try to play out a small guy, but that's not going to happen because they all play at instant speed. Okay, so they're going to keep pulling up mana. Do I play Pronouncer into a Portal Factor? I think the answer is yes, because why not, right? Actually, it also plays into Cosmic Sinkhole. Do I just keep whacking with Log of Recluse then? And now, probably not, because if I don't develop my board, then what the hell am I even doing, right? If I play Pronouncer, then it forces them to start using counter spells, which prevents them from developing their board, and using it ready for anything. So yeah, pre-combat Pronouncer, because if this goes through, then I tap my land playing the Pronouncer, and now I have a giant token army that they have to worry about. They're never good at dealing with token armies. Actually, Kalilia kind of wrecks me here. If they play Kalilia, at least I get a fish. So Pronouncer still makes a token, but they get the ramp. I can resolve. Are they holding another counter spell? Like if you're gonna be holding a counter spell, I think you probably want to counter the first Pronouncer so that you don't get the ramp for a second Pronouncer. Because now, even if I play second Pronouncer and they counter it, I still have these tokens lying around. Well, let's see what they do. Like if they have a counter spell, they're definitely countering this now. They just concede. Can they not beat 2 Pronouncers? Actually, yeah, good point. They probably can't. At least 2 Pronouncers super early. I mean, late game they can just beat anything by training bounties, but yeah, in early game, that was a beatdown. Okay, that was fun. Let's do that again next game. Actually, I probably should have brought out the Bessie's Broods because they weren't good. Okay, this is fine, I think. Logger, Crumbling Shrine, Mysterious Cataract, try to recall, it gets countered. That's fine. I'm mostly worried about turn 1 Cosmic Sinkhole on Logger because that would completely wreck me. And now, but if they go for ready for anything on turn 2, then I can Forbidden Treasure it. I think I just want to keep 7 because it's 7 cards. Oh god, Cosmic Sinkhole. Please draw something that lets me play on Cosmic Sinkhole. It's not anything that lets me play on Cosmic Sinkhole, so I just have to pray and it doesn't pay off for me. I just lose turn 2. Like, I have to skip my turn 2. Well, the Crumbling Shrine might be able to find me something. If I have the counter spell curve, then I'm kind of in trouble. Okay, what is it? I mean, that's fine, but I have enough lands right now. I need action. Is this going to be ready for anything? Secrets of Collect Court. Okay, sure. Let's Forbidden Treasure even trying to counter here. Okay. On 3 mana, they can basically do anything. I think the only way for me to actually win here is to just keep running my big impactful spells into their counter spells so that they don't get any chance to play any of their big impactful spells. Okay, wait for a shrine, fetch. Oh, and Tamiyo, I shouldn't play out Tamiyo onto this board because they just kill her. Also, Tamiyo doesn't do much right now. I'm assuming this is definitely going to get countered. Their resolve. Do they not have any counter spells? Okay, let's see. Please, do I want this? Do I want Leyran Alpha? I mean, Leyran Alpha runs into a counter spell, but at the same time, they didn't counter recall, so I think that kind of implies they don't have a counter spell right now. So, I should keep Leyran on top because I basically want any non-land card right now because I have so many lands in hand. The next turn, I play Tamiyo with Forbidden Treasure backup, and turn after that, I try to play Leyran Alpha. Bounty. Okay, bounty. 3-3 bounty. I think that implies they have a lot of bounties in hand, or their entire hand is reactive or something. They're probably holding a bunch of Veilboard Meddlers actually, because they didn't counter recall, so they're not holding Portal Factors or Cosmic Sinkholes. Or maybe they're just holding their Portal Factor for Wanderlust. Anyways, that's pretty painful. Actually, no, they have a bunch of Cane Dancers, that's why. Okay, so in that case, I play Tamiyo and then he'll have Forbidden Treasure for Cane Dancer on Bounty and I exile it, which is pretty good for me because Bounty is one of the scarier cards in their deck. I would say Tamiyo just dies to whatever's on board without much benefit, but maybe I play her anyways because it's just as a way to soak up some resources so that Leyran Alpha can come down next turn. And if Leyran gets countered, then afterwards I play Recall Forgotten Aeons. Anyways, alternatively, I can animate Crumbling Shrine and try to brawl with it. That's probably more of a backup plan though. Yeah, tap like this. Try to play Tamiyo. If they counter, I think I just let it happen because Tamiyo is just very low impact right now. And I want my Forbidden Treasures to hit Bounty of the Gardens when they try to flash it back. Oh, they let it happen. Alright, weird. I'm gonna scry, right? Yeah, scrying will incentivize my opponent to... I minus here because Tamiyo's gonna die next turn anyways, so why am I bothering to try to save her? And I have so many lands in hand I want to discard. So yes, I'll use Tamiyo as a 3 mana sift, I guess. So yeah, draw 2 cards. Okay, that's a lot better now. I'll dump the Mysterious Cataract, right? Or do I dump Mysterious Cataract first? Life matters. I want untapped lands that don't cost me 2 life. Lager Recluse is interesting because I can play it right now to get some more lands onto the field. But that means Forbidden Treasure goes down, and I don't want my opponent flashing back Bounty of the Gardens for free. Visions. I think Preventative Bounty is important enough that I can just want to pass here instead of playing Lager Recluse. Glory 8. You're trying to ramp me for some reason. You could just kill Tamiyo by attacking her, right? Is 1 damage really that important? I don't even care about Tamiyo right now. She's not really doing much. All she's doing right now is giving me 1 extra mana per turn, which doing this also does. But whatever. If that's what you want to do, then sure. In that case, maybe I should have played Lager Recluse instead. Yeah, because now I'm just wasting mana. Go up to 7 mana next turn. What does that do? I can play Logger, Pell Scatter, and then the turn after that I play Leyran Alpha with Forbidden Treasure backup. Also the land's pinging me slowly, which might be a problem eventually. Okay, that's a really good hand for me because I get to go Logger, Pell Scatter, Pronouncer, Logger. Some permutation of these guys. And I have Forbidden Treasure, which doesn't stop Veilboard Meddler. Are they holding Veilboard Meddler? That's my main question here. So in that case, I should probably lead off on Lager Recluse, I think, just to get their Veilboard Meddler out so that it doesn't counter anything that's more impactful. Or no, I want to play out my Pell Scour first. Play out Pell Scour, try to stick the aura onto the forest, because that's... Oh, do I have enough green? I think I do if nothing gets countered. If anything gets countered, then no, I don't. So yes, I'll play a forest beforehand. I have any way of gaining life in this deck? I have Sackful. If I played Lager Recluse last turn, I could have had play around with Forbidden Treasure backup this turn, which would have been great. So instead, I'm just going to have to play out 3 things on board. Actually, I think the right order to do it in is Pronouncer, Pellsguard, and then Lager Recluse. Yeah, because Pronouncer on the field first means that Pellsguard also makes a token. So yeah, Pronouncer preserves. Does this resolve or does this get Veilborn? You're thinking. I think, yeah, I want Veilborn to be last so that it doesn't get buffed up by all the other counter spells that they played this turn. So I should play Lager Recluse last. But the problem is that if they counter this, I don't think I can even play Lager Recluse next turn, or this turn, because I don't have enough green. And Pellsguard is way more important. Alright, that's fine. Veilborn Meddler comes down. But it's not eating up Lager Recluse, at least. If Thunder Roads. Wait, I can Forbidden Treasure that. Is that even good? So whack me for 9. Do I just die next turn? No, they only have 1 card in hand, so If this resolves, then hey, what's Forbidden Treasure doing anyways, right? What else is Forbidden Treasure doing anyways? Forbidden Treasure basically prevents 3 damage, which is not very good. I can save Forbidden Treasure for later because it will prevent 3 damage. It can't prevent 3 damage later, or it can prevent mana token from coming back, which will prevent way more than 3 damage. Wait, no, I actually can't go Logger Recluse Pelscar this turn because I don't have enough green. It just means that I kind of have to do this because otherwise I just die, I think. Yeah, so I gain 3 life, and I play Pelscar, make a token, or Pelscar as a 3/3. I invest so I block Belvoir Meddler or something, I trade. And the next turn I have Lair and Alpha with no backup. Maybe I should have started with Pelscar because I prevented this from happening. So what if I don't prevent treasure? I get whacked down to 2 and then I literally just die, right? Like, no way around it. So yes, I have to prevent treasure here, as much as that pains me to do, right? Yeah. At least I get to see what their last card in hand is. If it's something that's good, then I'm probably just dead. But you know, maybe there's some miracle or whatever. What is in their hand anyways? 6/6. Last card land. Okay, maybe I have a chance. So Pelscar, right? Yeah, no point in playing anything else because that would make less mana. Oops. And if I did lead off on Pelscar, then that would have changed things a lot because they couldn't Balebor Meddler it. So that means I stick the token onto the land and then I get to play Logger Recluse plus. I get to play Logger plus Pronouncer this turn. One of them gets countered, probably Pronouncer, but Logger still comes down and I get to block. But that's not what happened, so I have to play like this. And the land's still pinging me down, so I'm actually on a pretty fast clock. Yeah, I am just dead, I think. We're in huge trouble at least. A single Lair and Alpha can't really get me back in the game from here. I would need to do something like a top deck Chartavast, but that still doesn't get me there because it costs a bunch of mana, draws a bunch of cards, but Bull costs a bunch of mana to use to give me life. I think really the lesson here is that I should have tried to fetch green sources way more. Well, they didn't attack. They're just waiting for a land to kill me, I guess. Do I have any way to deal with the land? I don't think so. No, my lands hurt me. Okay, so now I just slam Lair and Alpha pre-combat, hope nothing bad happens. That's really the only thing I can do. Once the land pings me down to 3 life, they can just bolt me. So I need to win like in 3 turns, which is really hard to do right now because I have no idea how I'm winning in 3 turns. I think Crumbling Shrine is interesting too because it's a backup creature in case things go really south. But like right now, it's just Lair and Alpha, I think. Can't afford to play anything untapped, so. Alright, yeah, this loses really hard against. No, I can do. Yeah, I have enough mana to do this. So this still loses really hard against Cosmic Sinkhole top deck, but what are chances, right? I resolve. Okay, I'm gonna attack with all my wolves, or do I want it? If I attack with all my wolves, Pelscar, and I play out Logger Recluse, hope it doesn't get countered. Chump next turn with Chump Baleborn, block Baleborn, block Plant. Yeah, I basically just have to hope my opponent has nothing or to win this game. So yes, I should be just going for it, like playing to my outs. They can eat up one of the wolves, but that gets damage through. They're gonna trade. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense because the lands are killing me anyways. But like I get countered on these guys, so I'm alright with that. Also means that alright. Well, time to Logger Recluse some stuff. It'd be hilarious if they were actually holding Portal Factor all this time. Okay, they aren't. So I just need them to not get a good top deck again. I just need them to not get any good top decks for a few turns in a row while I beat them down for 20 life. But Lair and Alpha in play is pretty scary. Makes my board pretty scary because anything that connects becomes bigger. I can't afford to play around flash creatures at this point. I don't think so. So I shouldn't do that. I should just be attacking constantly. Maybe they are just all on lands. At this point, I don't think you should be playing out your lands because you want to be able to bluff, right? Okay, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna animate Crumbling Shrines now because I have no other option. But do I have enough mana to animate all my Crumbling Shrines? I need 4, so 4. Okay, I do. Huh, interesting. Alright, I'm just gonna fetch everything now, so I don't have to deal with forgetting to do stuff later. Okay, but these lands are going face now. Face is a place because nothing else makes sense. Okay, so can't afford to play around a flash creature, a flash non-flyer. How much damage am I doing each turn? Can't afford to leave one guy back. So I need to win in 2 turns. So what's the clock looking like? 6, 8, 11, 15. Yeah, I can afford to leave someone back, like this Logger Recluse here. I'll leave a Crumbling Shrine back. Yeah, I just want to maximize the amount of damage I'm doing, and no point in holding up mana either. So Logger Recluse is also going face. If they top deck a burn spell, I just lose. But if they don't top deck anything, then I just win next turn. So yes, this game all comes down to top decks. Do they have it? They're fetching first to Cinder deck, which gives them like a 0 point something % higher chance of drawing a card. Do they have it? If incorrect, oh, flooded near the end. Unfortunate. If you, I also kind of flooded this. Wait, I recall forgotten Aeons in Graveyard. That thing graveyard, I forgot about it again. I mean, it wouldn't have made much of a difference because like my win count that game was just to go for damage, so I needed like animating my lands and going on offense was probably correct, but maybe flashing back recall forgotten Aeons to increase my chances of drawing to Black Bowl might have been option 2. It gets around the same amount of damage on board later. I'm actually not sure which one was correct. I think it was animating lands were better. And then if lands do get killed, then I go for the backup recall forgotten Aeons plan. But yeah, got kind of lucky near the end after my opponent flooded. I've played badly. Could have sequenced a lot better. But that's just magic.